What does a farm mean to me? That's a deep question.
Hi, I'm Ashley Jones and I'm a fourth generation farmer just north of Darren at a place called Ejerny, and we're 200 k's northeast of Perth. I took over the farm in 1985 from my father Wallace Jones, and I've been farming this land ever since. We have 6,000 hectares of arable land. We grow wheat, barley, lupins and canola, and we also have a flock of sheep that we use for wool and for lambs.
Well, I guess if you don't eat, if we don't grow anything, so everyone needs a farmer. I think there was a study quite a few years ago, and there was the average Australian farmer feeds and clothes over 700 people each. One person is putting 700 people to bed at night with a full tummy and clothes on their back. So, you know, that's an important job that we do, and I guess it's something that we have to be proud of. Well, the farm is my means of a living, really. It's what I do to support my family. It's what I've been brought up with as a child. It's all I've ever known, really. Trying to stay reasonably debt-free. This land was cleared by the Joneses, right where we're sitting now, and when they first came to Darren. So I do feel a little bit of a responsibility. You wouldn't want to do farming if it's not in your blood, if it's not something that's in your soul, but because it's too hard. I have control over whether I make a profit or not in some instances. Well, I don't have control over how much I grow because it's generally the one uncontrollable that we have, and that's rainfall. So I can't be worried about that. I think that's where most of it comes from. It's been able to deal with a lack of rain, wanting rain and it not coming, or your neighbour's getting it through a storm and you don't get it. That can be tough. But in the end, there's not much we can do about it. So we need to come up with our own systems in our own mind, in our own family, how to deal with it. And I guess that's probably one of the biggest hurdles in farming, really. The pressure of farming is, if we don't keep our assets in good condition, it's very hard to be sustainable to the future. And our assets are our land, so we want to make sure that we're looking after our land. It's not blowing away. And we're putting the right nutrients in there, but also our livestock. You know, every time if we have a sheep die, that's loss. That's a loss that we have. So we've got a financial reason to keep our stock in good condition. There's also the moral reason. You know, like we've grown those animals. Like we've seen them since lambs. We put them on this earth, so it's our responsibility to look after them. So yeah, no, definitely there's a massive responsibility to look after our livestock and after our land. Sometimes it's pretty tough, and sometimes we have to it's going to cost us money. We make a loss. We might make a loss out of our sheep by having to feed them, but we have to do that to keep them alive because it's the right ethical thing to do, and it's also the right economical thing to do. You can get depressed without getting depression. You can get anxious without being ill. That's about being able to control what you can control. For me, on the farm, there's a certain amount of pressures, there's a certain amount of things I can do to make this farm profitable. But the one thing I can't control is rain. And it does come up, and I do think about it. So when's it going to rain? I'll start worrying about it. I very quickly stop myself because I can't control it. So many things about people trying to bring mental health into the forefront to say that it's not a bad thing to talk about it. Sometimes farming is not so much about how much money you're going to make. It's how much money you're going to stop yourself from losing. Because when you're in the middle of a drought, you know you're not going to make money. So you turn your attention to making the least amount of loss. The thing that helps me out the most is if I start to feel like I'm getting a bit down about something, is volunteering. I love volunteering. And obviously we've got the Darren Field Days. It's the greatest gift you can give is to do something for someone else.